My name is Melody. Welcome to Homeschool Happy Hour. I am the mom of 4 in our blended family of 6. We just finished our 7th year homeschooling. Next year will be our 8th year homeschooling, and I'm really excited about it. If you've been watching my videos, you'll notice we're making some changes and doing kind of a homeschool style makeover for next year. And it's led me to do a little research into what can I make work for our family, what will be best for our kids. And today's video is about what works best for us as the teachers, as the parents, as the ones implementing the homeschool in our homes. Stick with me and we will jump right on into that, and I hope cover some topics that are of interest to you, because I know they're of interest to me. Before we go any further, please take a second to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, put in a comment in the box below as you're listening if you have a thought that you'd like to share, information that you want to share with me or somebody else, or just some general feedback. I love hearing from you guys, and I've gotten so many useful comments from you guys. I really appreciate it. As homeschool parents, we spend a lot of time researching what is best for our kids and talking about our kids' learning styles and the different approaches and how it works for our children. This, of course, is really important, and absolutely we should spend some time on that. But what I've noticed is there's a little gap, and we have these books that you can look into, which I recommend that you do read as many parenting and homeschooling books as you can. But it seems like the focus of these books are on a certain way of doing things, whether it's unschooling or Charlotte Mason style or public school in the home. Each style is telling you what you need to do in order to do what's best for your children and explaining to you why this is best for your children. But very rarely do we hear about what is best for you as the teacher and as the parent. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today, because I am, as I've mentioned time and time again, type A personality over here. I like lists, I like things organized, I like structures, I like schedules, and I don't tend to take a lot of time for freestyling. I don't tend to take a lot of time for arts and crafts and just exploring the things that my children love, but I know that those things are important. And if I want to be able to start to implement that in my homeschool, I need to start to figure out a way to do that that still respects how I am as a person. So we talk about how our children are as people and meeting them where they're at and appreciating them for who they are and building on that. And then as parents, I find that we're often expected to ignore our own personality traits and ignore the way we like to do things in order to do things better for our kids. But that, in my mind, feels disingenuous. If we can't take some time to appreciate who we are as parents, what our strengths are and what our weaknesses are, how are we going to effectively help our children to do that same thing? And so my challenge for you today is to take some time and consider your own personality traits, your own characteristics. Now, I'm not talking about who you want to be. You look and see, what traits do I think I have? And then how can I line those up as strengths and weaknesses? And so making lists, being structured, being reliable, on schedule, those are strengths. Well, if we're talking about changing up my homeschool to where we're more freestyle and we're going with the flow and just doing some fun things and following a path, those don't really coincide with my natural characteristics or my natural personality traits. And so the question is, how do I make a shift to this new way of doing things for me and still value those characteristics, which can be strengths for me? So I have decided to use this summer as an opportunity for personal growth and to practice some of these new character traits that I want to build within myself, and therefore help my children to have a more fun, relaxed homeschool year next year. If you are If your personality is similar to my personality in that you like structure and you're very organized and arts and crafts don't really come naturally to you, then you will understand what I'm saying. If you have the opposite personality and you're like, we can freestyle all day long, but please don't ask me to follow a list and put check marks in boxes all day long because that's just not me, then I would encourage you on both sides of that spectrum to spend a little time exploring the other side. I would like to challenge myself and challenge you. Take this summer, step outside of your comfort zone, try something new, and if nothing else, you're being a good example to your kids and showing them that personal growth can be hard, but it is totally doable. I am trying to accept myself as I am, but still grow. As a part of our makeover this summer, I am trying to take some, ironically, structured, proactive steps towards being less structured. Because if I'm going to change and do new things, then I need to be able to accept how my brain works and then work from there. So the first thing I did, I decided to, now don't judge my artsiness here, folks, because it is not my strength, to try and be a little bit artsy and colorful and create not a list, but just a picture here talking about what my teaching goals are for next year. Newer, different things I want to try or things that I've done, but maybe I just want to expand on. And so you can see things like, I want to spend more time wiggling. We don't need to sit at our desk all the time. Smiling. I know that sounds silly, but I tend to have a very serious face most of the time, and smiling does not come naturally to just my resting face, and I believe they have a resting face label for that, but I'll let you imagine what that might be. Putting laughter ahead of getting it right. That's a quote from the book that I was just listening to. And the big one, do less to learn more. So I wanted to give myself a visual reminder of the things that I wanted to work on. And while I was looking at this, I was thinking mostly I want to work on meeting my kids in the middle. Not always doing things the way I want to do them, but doing things in a way that they will enjoy as well. So I asked my kiddos if they would please put together their own poster. And it's not their teaching goals like mine was. Their poster is all about their learning goals. So I have the bookworms learning goals for next year. I wanted them to put things they were interested in learning about, things they were interested in doing differently or doing more of. You can tell this one is the bookworms because it says read a lot of books, buy more books. She wants to go more places, learn about World War I and II, and do more activities. I also have Bean Beans. She put her name right in the middle, so I'm just gonna cover it up. But she has her learning goals, and she wants to learn to draw, swim more, bake more, read more, have more parties, all kinds of fun things. And so we're gonna try and incorporate that into next school year. So I sat down and I was getting ready to do my yearly schedule because during the summer I plan out a rough schedule of what our year's gonna look like. You can see where the problem here is with doing freestyle schedule, how do you do that? But I've tried before to just wing it and it really doesn't work for me. And I found it doesn't work for my kids either. They have had, I don't know if it's because they're naturally prone to structure like I am, or if it's because their lives have always been really structured, but they do better when there is at least some structure. And so I started making myself just a 4-week chart of what our routine will look like. This is very different from what I normally do. Normally it's 10 o'clock we do this, and then at 10:30 we do that. And so this might seem super structured for some of you, but for me, it's stepping back quite a bit. If you don't know already, we are a blended family. So the girls spend time with their dad on a regular basis. And so we actually have a 4-day and then a 3-day school week. So I had to block out the time then they're with their father. And then instead of doing a moment by moment schedule, we're gonna try a block schedule. I feel like this is gonna give us a little more wiggle room because it's not very precise on exactly what we're doing at what time, but it does give us a little bit of structure in that we know we're gonna do our group work for a couple of hours here, and we're gonna do our individual work for a couple hours there. And then of course we just block scheduled out the whole day. Hopefully this is effective. One last look. This is what I'm working on. It is a work in progress. You'll notice that it's in pencil. There is some color added. This is just another step for me to try and be a little more fun. If I make my lists colorful, is that more fun? I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more fun, less boring, maybe? I don't know. But we're going to lighten up our academic load and try some new things. Like on Tuesday, every other week, we're gonna have just mystery activities where they can come down and maybe I'll have the microscope out, maybe I'll have math manipulatives out, maybe I'll just have some fun new magazines or books out or a science project. It's a mystery, right? We are going to do countries, what we've decided on. So free writing is going to happen at least once a month. We're gonna have games and field trip day. Folks, I know this seems super structured still, but for me, it's a big step in the direction of less structure. So if you're like me and you like a lot of structure and you're looking to step back from that to have more room for fun, let me know what you think about this and what you've tried in order to be less structured in a structured way in your home. And if you are one of those people that just loves to freestyle and maybe you just love unschooling and that works really well for you, but you're hoping to add more structure into your day, let me know what you think and what has worked for you in combining those two personality traits. I love getting your guys' feedback. It's super helpful, and I would love to have a conversation with any of you that drop a comment in the box below. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at Homeschool Happy Hour, and I think that's about it. It was a little bit of a babbling thing about the changes that are going on in my home, but I hope you get what I'm saying and that you will join us again next time. I'll see you later.